Just getting started. Let me check and see where this is at, because this place keep coming up. Espiritu. Missouri. Okay. So somebody out of Missouri, Indiana, or Illinois. Because I'm getting somebody saying, oh, we fit to end this noise. Because there's about to be a situation going on where somebody's about to, like, literally completely put an end to this. This could be the person that could have been plotting either an arson type of situation, an unaliving, because it's like put them on the stage and then we're gonna do it like this. This is also someone who had a plan to throw sulfuric acid on someone on stage. Someone could end up wearing like maroon, mahogany, a dark teal blue. It's just like they didn't want something to go on. So they could have been like Missouri, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Nebraska, or California. This is also a person who traveled and took someone's ID, like from the Caribbean, in order to like do this. So it's like looking to keep the eyes off of a person so they can get a start on this. But it's like the public defender or the prosecutor or an attorney in the situation is saying, look, I'm not going to be able to represent you. If this person could be fully aware of this aspect of the situation, there's no way in heck I'm going to be able to represent this case, because how you were able to even come in with this type of information is going to still lead back in. And if this person choose to do it pro se, or anybody choose to do pro bono or help this person, or if they go ahead and get wind of any of this information, I need you to know that everybody else is going to go through. Somebody could say that this could be a possible confirmation, or someone could be going through something where they seen certain confirmations where it's like, it's happening. It's happening. State Farm, someone has to explain why they had got either like Geico, State Farm, or a loan from it. Someone took in, if they couldn't, wasn't able to get like a mortgage loan or something like that. Somebody seen that a person, when they got some type of HELOC loan or home equity loan or something like that, they know for a fact that they use that money to get like to pay towards cloning someone's phone and get GPS to like travel a person to see what was going on. They convinced certain people that they could have known since like 1990s, or known like in 96 or something like that, like an old friend, to come in to come help them to play witness or to collaborate within a story or evidence of a story. Because whoever the person is that came in from Missouri, this person that's been doing this case was aware of this person, so they wanted to make it seem like a person wouldn't be aware of it. And then when they put this person on to where either someone that used to date people in the community, schools, whatever the case may be, because it's like, well, after gate, they ain't gonna be aware of this, because it's like some type of, there's a huge difference in this person of whoever could be impersonating or doing ID fraud, mail fraud, took out these mortgage loans, home loans to pay for this stuff to go on. These four attorneys, prosecutors, or anybody that's having this discussion, they are fully aware of that. Whatever, like something with State Farm, Geico, Progressive, this could be like the Gerber or whatever, something with insurance or HLOC, private equity type of money. These people are having a discussion. It's two of them that's sitting there like, well, oh shit, I already told them, if they already aware of this, there's no way I'm going to present this. And if this person is proven to be around during this time, or in that person's home at the time that they did this, is going to still show the intent about what it is. Also, with these people, having ties to the military and them mentioning this. These attorneys are saying this. It's four of them. It's literally four of them having this discussion where they're going back and forth like, how are we going to represent this? How are we going to do this? This is even some of these representatives could have worked with the person before. Because somebody is like literally floored about how much information could be coming on. Can't confirm, can't deny, can't persuade or say that it's opinionated. It's a fact. It's even, wow. This is why somebody should tell a whole bunch of people, they're not going, it's not that they can't, they won't, and they're not able to. Because it would literally insinuate whether they helped in the past or whatever the case may be. These four attorneys right here are fully aware that they take on some sort of case with these folks. That's all he or she wrote. They know it for a fact. Especially with these military people, somebody that could be in the Navy, somebody could be in Army, Marine, Air Force. They could be retired, they could be old. I don't know, but they know they got ties to it. They know for a fact this is also someone using the fact that if they in a political position, it's like, look, the fact that all of this is on here is making you all look bad. These four people are already telling them they could be on a massive team that they usually can get the results that they need. This is even them saying, look, you could do a settlement, but you know you're not going to be able to cheat this person, correct? These four people are in agreement, and there's a lot of them. Three of them are sitting there feeling guilty as heck because it's like, dang, how are we going to be able to renege from this? Because they took on the statements of the two older children versus it's still three others. And it's like, well, it's somebody telling ain't no well to it. That's my career. That's my reputation. That's my firm. These people are fully aware of this. And then it's like the intent to keep somebody down, it's showing it even more. So regardless, it's just like how these four attorneys are going to explain it just like this. And I guarantee it. The fact that you oppressed, suppressed, or keeping something from circulating, on top of that, you already have this access to these military people. Then you brought into these children, not to mention that you already represented this case. And at any given time, that if any other attorneys get wind of this, right? Whether this is within their network or not, anyone get a hold of that and they see that any of these are in there, do you not know how much you're making sure that that person's statement is firm? Not to mention, if there is an HELOC mortgage loan and that money is not shown that it's already invested in a company prior to you going ahead to put this into the court case, in what type of court case and how you was able to follow and get this type of information, which will still prove oppression to the person if it's something to do with social media, any type of outlet, news media, whatever, it's still going to show and prove the intent behind whatever this person said. These people are making it very, very clear. Not to mention, if there's something still ongoing and they can prove that these people are mutual to any of you in any of these places, and someone is telling them, and precisely if this person mentioned these states and there's any proof that you have been to these states, met with people out of these states, these people participated in, there's mutual contact, money exchange, or any type of currency exchange, I am not going to be able to represent this. Not to mention, if these people did anything that kept something like not seen, you would have had a better chance if this person y'all had not did what you did and allowed it to flow. Not to mention that if this person has, I said on episode 8, if that person had mentioned that they felt they were in danger or they was being held against their will, and there's been over insignificance of charging, money missing, and then with the situation that person has documentary of each state of step of the way of them being in a certain state, regardless if they were able to afford, because of course you need underwear, you need clothes and shoes, regardless of how they did it. Did they get clothes? Yes. Did they get shoes? Were they able to get someone to lay their head? Did they have the amount? But also with the change of it's going to be a whole different things. And with surveillance coming in, and if anything is missing from the time and date of these people checking in, people being in those rooms, that accountability of the finances going in and out of that hotel room, they got questions. You think we're going to be able to lie and commit perjury on that? No. Is there ongoing certain things of oppression and you stopping something from circulating? Yes, it'll be proven. But somebody took out something with State Farm, with some type of insurance company recently within the last 12 months. That right there is going to be a tall tale. That's going to be a tall tale, especially if they did that in the 2020, between 2020 and 2025. If it shows anywhere between that, these folks already know. Because it's something about saying, well, we couldn't find the person drowned, we couldn't find their body. And when we have this type of information, the case was meant for them to come back and get the person. If they had did something in the territories and said they had the case, but it's proven that that person answered the phone and they looking at the time frame, well, I'm looking at the phone record and it seems like they answer and it seems like this person had this telephone number, correct? Correct. So how did you gain access to this? Okay, well, it shows that your group of people work at the Metro PCS and at this T-Mobile, and it seems that you friends and this friends, I just seen them with our private investigation teams. Here go the pictures and surveillance. Is this y'all going in and out the club? Somebody got a problem. Somebody got a whole problem. But there's 4 people literally saying they're not going to be able to represent it. There's other people, it's about at least 12 people, if they're still affiliated with the military, over the last 2 months, they've collected evidence and they're about to drop this off to UCMJ or to the JAG department. So Department of Defense is about to get evidence of outside people that are not on a military installation that's living amongst the civilian population and participating in a civilian crime. Somebody about to get UCMJ and placed out of the military, meaning if these are other military people and they getting benefits, I'm getting someone's going to figure out, because of other people that got involved, either y'all going to figure out how to get this money or you're going to figure out how to get this money back to this person, because there is certain parts of this is not able to afford to go out to the public, to the masses. They know that. I know that as a person as military that did admin and was in certain type of conversations that was, confidential, and that's why I'm not speaking on everything that I should say. But these people right here, they gotta go get the say so. Somebody sitting there like, it's getting real sketchy. This is even somebody proving that they sitting or circulating. If this is like with the algorithm, right? With social media, and if it's in the beta phase, only in beta phase that certain bugs can come in. But if someone is able to prove within their promotion that their promotion intent, and especially if you're doing something with certain beauty things, it should be able to structuralize it to go on a regular form. Anytime that it says other, you're putting it on adult things or other things to be promoted. Somebody got proof and evidence that somebody put somebody on a back page, OnlyFans, adult pages, advertising for escorting or something like that. There's evidence of this using the person's email. It's evidence of it. And these people being willing participants is like sending it out, and it's just like, why would you do this? This was a plan of since 2021. Conversations. There was something with evidence where somebody got pictures of somebody's kids where they getting undressed. So these people sitting here participating, this is also somebody that kept saying that a miscarriage, like this is like switching up or doing an addendum in a document saying that a person could have miscarried due to stress. But if they looked at the lab works and stuff like that, that lab work would have been different. So now it's going from mental distress, or they had a mental case and it was a lie, to now it's like, no, it wasn't a lie, that actually were. But it's like, why you didn't say that before then? What was the intentions of hiding this? So now this is like 3 cases going on for somebody up to 4, but 4 cases split into 2. This is too much, and it's going to be very, very heavy. So some of these people, like, I'm hearing someone saying next week, before April, because I'm getting somebody saying they're getting lenient. If this is not done before April 1st, because by April 1st, I should not hear or this type of conversation. This is like understanding how it can go. That person should not even be able to speak about that, because it's like when you grasp the concept about certain energies and things like that, people, regardless if people try to hide it, there ain't no way to hide it. There's no way to hide it. You can have your greatest game face, is still going to show that you are going through something. Overly excited, underexcited, to in withdrawal, under withdrawal. It's too many other things that you can say. Now, unless you're just a person that you just got the greatest game face, that's a very rare case. You have to be very emotionally strong, intellectually strong as well, in order for it to like throw a person off. Now, usually it takes training, and most of the time you'll find that in, intelligence. You can work for the Pentagon. You can work for certain places of investigation units for the state government and things like that. But however, that's a rare and a few. It's very rare and few. Most of the time, that type of behavior will be on a federal level. Someone could want a person to just be like, overly passionate where it can get misconsumed, but however someone is very savvy, you can still break certain things down and be passionate, but as long as you're able to articulate that. It ain't nothing to stress about. It's just a factor. This is just what it is. This is literally going on at this time. It's a lot of people that are literally, like, some of it is really giving insecure people looking to pinpoint and break down, or literally trying to break down the mindset or the thought process of a person, but they don't even know their own. Don't go to break down another person and you don't even know your own. And with this going on, like I said, I can see there's clearly 4 attorneys. These are not like low grade. This could be like district attorneys, state attorneys. This could be judicial. This could be legislative type of judges or prosecutors that's coming down on a government state level just to analyze this. All right, so what? Don't bring your cowardly self into here and then feel like that it's okay and safe for you to try to interrupt something just because you are in a mood and you feel triggered. Just say that as an adult. You don't have to come into somebody's live and sit there and pinpoint and say, so what is the point? Because you're one of the people who's beyond triggered, and then you feel like because you sit in a place or a position about money and things like that, that your weight and your pull about what decision that you choose to make and pursue on somebody else's platform so you can get it shut down, but you can still avoid and catch yourself in this same lawsuit. Maybe this is you. But I'm not able to confirm or deny. I'm not going to intuitively look into you, but be careful about how you coming towards people. Kevin Cowardly. This is like being couragely and cowardly dog. You are like a person that will go get a home in Iowa, Montana, and things like that to keep off the radar and take a bus or a train or something, so you're not caught on an airplane or something like that. But still, your information got to be registered, but also show and prove that that is part of harassment and stalking at its finest. You got to be very careful and mindful of how you sit there and direct yourself on certain people's platforms. Don't project onto other people about how you personally and internally feel about yourself. You don't know what another person is. It's like, oh, can I provoke them? They're going to be bad. Like, no, it seems like you're just a childish person that feels like that you're retired and things like that, and you literally be involved in gossip and chain of thoughts, and you feel like you got to be seen for who you are in a position. And since you want to take off this focus about what we're talking about, because you feel like you can be in opposition, and you feel like your buddy that's a prosecutor or this other attorney, because you like to play flying monkeys and your business is about to dry up, you feel like you're part of the reason why you can stop certain things, that you have friends that are part of the DOD, Veterans Affairs, military, because you got these nice little connections. You could have got like an exotic type of little monkey or something like that. This is not my monkey, not my show, but I'm just letting them know for other people who would like to come in and learn something and get themselves well educated. Not someone that want to come in here and flex like you got an ego and your ego is size of a good old pea baby. You got to be very, very, very careful how you coming for certain people. Great evening. Make sure you come in with you got some decency and respect. Show a little bit of courtesy. I don't have time for projections. There's a person coming in saying angry. There's nothing to be angry about, sweetheart. Life be lifing, but it's certain people right now. There's an attorney that is literally, there's 4 attorneys, prosecutors, district attorneys that's literally um consummate or commemorated about certain things that they're literally, somebody's going to have to tell some people that they're no longer going to be able to represent, because once some type of information come in and they're looking at the times and dates of some paperwork that came in, they're looking at some paperwork that came in for either some State Farm, HELOC, home equity, mortgage loan, like, going to get your home to get another loan. They're looking at that. And they're looking at somebody blocking either somebody's transformation, like transportation pathway. Like it's like if you leaving and you trying to go somewhere and you getting detoured or looking to stop you from leaving from somewhere. And it's being done internally, but it's also like being like reviewing certain statements, reports, letters. Someone could have wrote a report that they couldn't find somebody and was walking right past them at the same time. So there could be a judge that's about to be recused or removed from bench. Also an attorney that could have been like arguing or had did some type of case with it. This person could be like a Shriner. So this person is probably going to be removed from their Shriner position for working with these military people. Because I'm hearing somebody saying, look, this is getting dried up. Because they couldn't like convince the situation. It's like literally looking to snake a person. Like you get some money, but I give you this only if you're able to do this. Well, I'm not willing to help them unless they're willing to do it my way. Everything is not going to be everybody's way. You communicate, you can compromise. If you don't choose to communicate, how can you come to any understanding? But this is like wanting to know for control. This is like literally a control tactic. It's like, oh, let me give some of my friends. Somebody likes to eat Rocky Road ice cream. Somebody could have recently went to like a ice creamery place, Cold Stone, some type of ice cream bar. So something that they seen viral and they went to the place to go get this type of ice cream, but something with Rocky Road. The Rocky Mountains. So the Rocky Mountains is over here on this side, if I'm not mistaken. But also heavy on whatever this is. Somebody's last name could be Mackey, Markle, Makia, Marcella. Somebody could have also recently had mozzarella sticks or garlic knots. Somebody could be from Rocky Mount City in North Carolina. So North Carolina and Missouri are the first two that's been coming out. I also picked up on Illinois, Georgia, and Indiana. We also got DC, Virginia and DC. So they could be communicating with people from Arizona, Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming. That is part of the network for a clinical research grant money from there. Someone's last name is Britt, Gant, Rodriguez, Herrera, Gutierrez, Oliviere. Someone's name could be Olivia. Somebody does computer engineer or work in the computer sec if they work for DOD, Department of Defense sector. They do something with computers or the computer sec. Computer comms. Their best friend could be some type of pilot or could, have like their own. Somebody's nickname could be Jomo, or Juno, Junie, Ramon or Ramona. Because somebody could keep telling people, oh, ignore her, ignore her. It's too hard. It's too hard to ignore the facts, though. Why is it? Somebody could also be curious. Why is something not taking effect as it should have already? Because it's already like something that a person could have offered to put inside of an ingredient or mixed it with. It should have already took some sort of effect. This is like say for instance, if your body already built some sort of immunity to it and is trying to kick it or fight it, you'll end up getting like congestion. Your eyes will start itching, runny nose. Your throat probably will bother you here and there or whatever. Somebody could have been like intentionally trying to like poison someone. Someone could also have been speaking about what it was that they had the plan for these people to do since 2019. I had that happen with my ex-husband, James Henry Taylor. And then with my mom, they had did that together around 2000. And it was what? 2017, 2018. That's why they took advantage of it. So whenever they reached out and they figured out that that person had the connection with the people from Wyoming, it just worked. I guess it just worked out for them like that, but it also required for them to put the person in a mental, emotional, or psychological state in order for it to work. That part right there. But it's like, why try to put a person in a mental, psychological state when your mental, emotional state is not even in the best place either way? Some of these people are mothers, but they must be like ill-intentive, very consumed. Like if they are married, whether with the same gender or not, they're so overly consumed about making sure the partner don't leave. So even if they cheat or whatever, or bring something back home, long as they got the marriage to say that the marriage is there, that is a miserable way of being. But I can also guarantee these are the same people that's probably nagging and complaining to friends, families, and whoever else. Oh yeah, okay, why don't you leave? We're married through thickness and then in health, baby. Go ahead and stay over there and shut up and stay out of another person's business because you are in misery. That is not a healthy space for you to even give advice because you're staying in a marriage that is for convenience, and also because you want the image to look like you're just having this happy marriage and you both are miserable and still cheating. You got to play sister wives. You got to sit here and play like it's an open marriage just to cover up the fact that you're living in misery. It's somebody that could be sitting there like, well, dang, I've been wanting to say that to him, but that's my friend, and I don't want to have to tell my friend that because, shoot, sometimes you got to tell them, and if they really your friends, it'll start making sense. They'll be mad for a couple of days, maybe a few months, but you rather them be mad at you for you told them the truth finally versus like, shoot, I got to go another year, 3 years, 4 years for you to sit there and still hear them complain and mope about what Henry is doing and what Felipe and Felix and them not doing. Like, I'm not fit to listen to you complain about this. You're the one living in misery and talking about you sad and depressed. Now you come up on the money after you done sit there and bully the person that you ain't had no business doing it to, got plastic surgery, and you still miserable. I'm sorry, not sorry, but you still complaining. You get this plastic surgery. You still staying with the person. You going to fight and argue because you still seeing this person go and do the deal with other people because you're insecure. You got low self-esteem. You have zero self-respect because you still staying up with somebody. I mean, if I'm getting my body done and you ain't acting right, apparently somebody willing to act right and do everything right the first time versus me having to keep asking you to do it 50 million and one times and then going to complain to my friends, my family, my sister, brother, uncle, and anybody who's going to listen to it. You're miserable. And then you going towards a person like, let me find dirt on them since they know everything. Well, stay the heck out of other people's business. And then you ain't got to be concerned about your business being out here in the streets. You mind yours, they're mind theirs. But considering you minding someone's business more than your own, you giving that person space and opportunity and authority to speak on certain things that, and even then, so not only speak on it, you bring in the crowd of the same people that know that this is facts and proof. So who really looks goofy in the end? The one that got everybody around them versus the person that don't need no one around them to go ahead and validate the facts about what it is that's being said. And now you're triggered and you're sitting there texting and calling and did you hear? Did you see? Well, it's the facts though. He with you because he know he can control you. Well, she's stupid anyway. That's why I stayed married to her because she ain't going to complain. I mean, even my little side piece, they get the concept about what's going on, and all I got to do is pay her, and she's going to shut up. I see her every now and again, so anytime when Susie is getting on my nerves, I'll go over there and go, screw on little Bethlehem. And Bethlehem, she's going to give me everything I need. And shoot, even Tyrone that want to be Tiana, I'm going to go ahead and go sleep with Tyrone, who's Tiana, at the massage parlor and be happy and get a happy ending because apparently you're not doing it, Susie. You got to do a little bit better. And then you're bitter because you're getting compared to the last person and now you want to sit there and go cause harm because you're miserable. It's called go do better with your life. Don't sit there and try to dictate about what it is on a court case because I want you not to focus on the court case. I want you not to focus on that I'm a fake church person and fake church goer and I go into gossip groups and then I'm trying to get my friends in the police industry to go ahead and do this for me, and then I'm trying to go get the judge to go say this for me, and then I'm going to get these other people that I know I can easily convince and put them under my little soothsaying or whatever it is that I say to go ahead and go along with this, and then I'm going to give it back to my attorney friends and my judges friends, and I'm going to have them to do a quick little 1-2, even though that everything I brought to them is not true, because I don't want them to ever know that I was envious and jealous of this man or of that woman or whoever it is that I'm trying to pinpoint and target on and eat money off of them, and considering that they had money that was left to them under the stance of a 33rd degree, and Nate folks was one of those, and they had businesses, and they had about 6 businesses. They left the trust fund property and things like that, and we've been eating off of this because of the military ties they had, and we told them to put it into charity funds and stuff like that, and they was meant to get that back, but we go ahead and benefit off of it. Only the state know about it, and with our governor is aware of it because he was in the Navy, right? Okay, so we can go ahead and benefit off of this. Stop playing games. Don't play with people's life that they can read your life to filth. Misery loves company, and we don't do misery over here. We're going to point out the facts, though, because you like to talk a lot of nonsense, and the fact that you talk this, let's talk the facts, though. Let's talk about what you cover up and compensate for. That's no different than, like, this is way worse than a man compensating about his manhood. Sir, just go ahead and be with him, okay? I'm not here to judge you. Go be with him. Don't ever overcompensate. I feel like a female overcompensating is way worse than a man compensating. I really do. I'm not able to respect it. But you got to honor it, though. But I can respect the woman that can step to and be like, I was wrong. I respect you. A man that if you can step up to that woman and you did something wrong, I'd rather you go ahead and hurt her feelings with the truth. Don't talk about you did something I was just trying to save your feelings and emotions. No, you wasn't. You really love her, you'll hurt her with the truth. Real people that love someone, you're going to hurt them with the truth and the facts. Now, when you're not able to say it in the moment, you're technically not lying to the person if you're just sitting there just trying to, if you give me a moment, let me gather the words of what it is that I need to say. I don't want to lie to you, but I'm not able to tell you the truth in the moment. That's respect. You ain't lying. I don't have the words right now to what it is that I'm doing. But I know I don't want to tell you a lie, but I'm not able to tell you the truth about what it is that's happening right now. Are you mentally, emotionally, psychologically prepared? And most of the time, most men know when you're emotionally, psychologically not prepared, but also sometimes they know that you're not emotionally, psychologically prepared because they could play on that. You're the fallback plan. So which weakling are you choosing to be? Don't be no sucker. Shoot, hurt my feelings with the truth. Oh, you cheated on me with shim, and her, and them, and you want to be a girl too? Cool. I'm not going to cry. I'd rather you tell me the truth than to tell me a lie. You slept with all these people just to cover up because you felt like it was supposed to break my heart and hurt my feelings, and I'm supposed to feel bad or bitter because they look a little bit better. Yeah, they look better, but they ain't got brains. So I can't complain. I won't ever complain. You got to look at the certain matter. Even when people do certain things, you got to know the intention of how they're going to come at you, even in the court of law. Law is the same way of how people handle you out on a regular, mundane day. Law works like that. It's just meant for you to have the better argument. Can you stand the test of time, especially when it comes to cross examination? So when cross-examination, you got to be prepared mentally, psychologically, and emotionally that they're going to come at you hard. If you ever bring in religious aspect, just be prepared mentally and emotionally. But can you keep that straight face all the way through the whole thing? That's the biggest thing. And most people can't because you're going to be so concerned about the religious aspect. If I don't submit to the religious aspect, what you cross-examining me is going to be irrelevant at the same time. Do you believe? I believe that Jesus walked this earth. Are you an atheist? No, I'm not. Is there a higher power? Yes, there is. So I can't confirm or deny exactly what it is that you're asking me, and I can't contest or make a certain type of assessment of exactly how you asking me. And if you're using my mental health, I have the right to use the ADA Act at this moment because I need to make sure that I'm processing accurately and efficiently of exactly what it is that you're asking me so I can be able to articulate and regurgitate right back to you effectively and answer to precise and precision. So whenever you get ready to put it on those little crypto typed in things, and whenever you get ready to make sure that the jury is witnessing, down to everybody else in this room, that is proficient, it's accurate, that is consistent. So regardless, if you asking me from cross-examination or if it's my own attorney, the answer is consistent. You're not going to use me against me. So if you're using the fact of a trauma, if you're using the fact of a psychological aspect, if you're using the aspect of someone being assumed or allegedly an ABUSER or an addict of any sort, you got to make sure that you come in with the right questions. Because at any given time, I cannot contest to that. So you're going to ask those questions anywhere from 2 to 5 different ways for you to still get the same answer. No, 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 no. Can you answer? The judge is going to ask you, can you please make sure you're able to elaborate, Your Honor? There's no more else for me to elaborate on. The only thing I could say is no. What more would you like for me to elaborate? And then at that point, that takes away from them asking questions. And now you talk directly to the judge. Judge, what are you asking me? ADA Act comes into effect. Someone likes to test a person's intellect. Well, prove to myself that you know how to do this and prove this and prove that. Okay, aren't you tired of doing this? Because someone's about to be held in contempt of court. Reveals has the powers to destroy. Somebody knows that how far they're going with this. Somebody's name could be Gabriella, Gabby, Gabriel, Gabe, Abe, Abrielle, Ariel, Armando, or something like that. Whoever these people are, they made statements because they were friends with this judge. Some of them grew up from the same place, same country, same La Isla. Hannibal. Okay, they grew up somewhere around each other, so there's a conflict of interest already within itself. So of course I'm going to say something that's going to make sense for you all to do this. Somebody used very wicked tactics, contemplation. Somebody wanted to keep the truth from being seen or heard, so to keep the truth from being seen, I'm keeping the person from over there. I'm going to keep the person from being able to show up in court. So the only way to see the person is behind a screen. That can only last for so long because somebody's going to find out either first thing on Monday morning. It's going to be a change of events because somebody definitely wants to like keep this hidden. The secret crimes of how they did this, of how they use certain people to come into the state and out of the state. It's like, dang, why did we do? Somebody's going to definitely regret because it's like, it's a conversation that they could want to have, and someone's going to feel like they got slighted because it's like, what made you think that this was okay to do that? This is even going as far as just trying to like make a marriage happen just to seal a deal to keep somebody, like a whole group of people. It's like 47, if not more. 21 to like 36 people alone. To keep them off of this, like, can we keep this off record so I don't, but it's like the punishment is still going to come, especially if this was with medical neglect, medical record tampering, HIPAA violation. This is right here. It's all here. Like, these are people that don't even have, like, if they're talking about somebody's reproduction type of health, these are people that have zero space to be talking about anything at all. It's like, do you use protection? Are you even sitting there making sure you getting tested often? Are you even like making sure who you laying up with? And then these are people, cold sores. Hey, okay, ain't nothing wrong with it, but that's still herpes. You get cold sores, it's herpes. It's not up for debate. So regardless of what it is, and you got kids and stuff like that, okay, you have, okay, you know not to do certain things like that, but don't sit there and start trying to talk about another person's health whenever you know that it's certain people that you had around that person and you didn't give them the records and you wasn't giving them the accurate information and you stopped for that information to get to that person. Who's really guilty on this situation or on this matter? And even then, when you do have herpes, you can make sure that it's controlled and you can still have a healthy actual life. However, in this type of manner, these are people like trying to say that a person could have the H word. They can say that they have AID, like all of that. So however far this is slander. And if that's the case, that this person does have that or something like that, that means everybody involved is still guilty as charged. And there's 4 attorneys, like these are state, district, or federal attorneys that's sitting there collaborating, there's 4 of them collaborating right now to elaborate exactly what's the most sufficient way to handle this. And all in all, moral of the story, either you're going to settle out or it's going to trial. These people are going to tell them, either you settle now or it's going to go to trial. And they know that. They know they can get in trouble alone because how far something went up, somebody already got whiffed of this. And it's like the other people that these 4 attorneys are not telling these other people that there's conversations about, that is already aware of this. It's like, yeah, you could go ahead and do that. But these other 3, they're going to tell them, if you still doing this right now and you over there hovering, or you got other people that you worked with and you are in communication and they're still hovering and there's still people attacking, I need you to know it's going to get worse. Because it's 7 months of records currently. Because someone felt like they was going to carry this out. Somebody's name could be Malika, Michaela, or something like that. Malika, Malachi. Somebody could have hired someone from Malaysia and offer them from that place from Malaysia to go ahead and reroute this type of stuff on, especially on either Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, because TikTok is ran under a different country, different thing. So this would be TikTok, because Facebook, Metaverse, they have their other ones. So whoever this is, and the person they got from Malaysia or the Philippines, oh, they got to get to talking. Because now you doing, now you involving something even more, and considering that with the higher ups, it's going to get the higher ups involved regardless. We're not thinking all this. These are people, just only thing they was thinking about was the money. but it ain't theirs. It was funny. It's all fun and games until on Monday, something for to go down. Because somebody's going to ask them, because if it was something to do with a loss or somebody's eggs, something with embryos, if this is with medical records, social media platform, public platforms, and considering that something is in high negotiation organs, especially with a hospital, a manufacturing car company or car rental, because you know with car rentals, you do not need a flight itinerary to get a car rental. I remember when they was pulling that stuff with me in Orlando and I was trying to get a rental just to be able to get around so I can handle business. Baby. Like I had told those people when I was there and they was doing that from Osceola County, I was like, y'all all could have got away with it if y'all would have just made sure y'all switched up and y'all didn't keep it within the Hispanic community. Because guess what? They're going to use this to their advantage. If I had decided to go ahead and just press charges right there and then and got to the right people versus them just working amongst those people, and the only thing that I really had to do was figure out the schedule to make sure that everyone was aware, because it was anywhere from 1 to 4 people that probably wasn't involved in this crime. Had I did that then, a lot of these people wouldn't carried on with what they did. But I wasn't tripping about none of it because I was like, when the Most High is involved, you keep God first. It's going to be handled. Let karma handle them. Karma can handle this way better than what I could. Ain't no voodoo, hoodoo, and none of that needed. Walk away, Shrita. And even though it was hard to walk away, believe in the Creator. There is a higher power. Whatever it is, Buddha, hoodoo, voodoo, I don't care what you believe in. There's a higher power. There's a higher power. Let karma handle that. And karma, sometimes she ain't gonna give you head, okay? Karma ain't gonna give you head like you deserve. And it's gonna mess you up, make you starve and feel thirsty. And baby, when I say feeling thirsty, because somebody could feel like they wanted to attack and go ahead and help all these people just to get their lick back because they felt exposed because all their skeletons and all this other stuff, and it's like feeling like they getting teased and all this other stuff, and that ain't even the need for it. That ain't the need for it. Either you grow up as grown men and grown women and honor what it is and have grown conversations. And if those people who are around you, they ain't grown folks. They're not grown. Don't sit there and take on a job when you're not willing to be unbiased and open-minded. This is like a bunch of narrow-minded people feeling like they had all this stuff going on at that time. That's just like the worst feeling. This is like also wanting a person to go back through memory lane. Like, do you remember all this stuff that they did to you? Of course, they did wrong, but forgive them for what they do not know. Like a lot of this stuff, like I'm so ready for this energy to just be over with that I'm so ready to like educate y'all on how to get over it, how to focus on it, what you could do better. Like it's so much more. But even this, like how I'm telling right now, this is like someone's like, give me your ideas so I can know what it is that you're gonna do next, so I can do it before you do it. And it's just like, you look stupid. Because you should be able to elaborate on it. And half of these are people that don't like to read. They don't like to educate themselves on themselves. Because in order for you to be able to give certain things authentically, know yourself first. Know yourself first. Because the first attack before you even step on any type of scene, self. It ain't selfish to know yourself. But you don't put yourself before everything else when it comes to certain emotions and energies in other people. You got to be aware of that. And if I'm aware that I know I'm a stronger person emotionally, intellectually, I'm not going to sit there and assert my dominance because I feel like you don't have the intellectual or the emotional capacity and things like that. If anything, I'm going to be more understanding. It's not empathetic. It's not sympathy, and it's not feeling bad, and it's not emotion for some people to play on. But a weaker person in a situation, they'll feel that it's something to play on because you're being open to grasp the understanding of them. So they take it as you're too nice or too kind, and they play on it. Not having an understanding that, hey, I have a very huge strength and power over you, but instead of me asserting that dominance, I choose not. I want to be understanding of you. And me being understanding of you is me not taking advantage. So, of course, the ill emotional person is going to take that constructive criticism, how you give it or deliver it to them, as is a threat. You're disrespecting them. You're pushing their authority. You're trying to talk down on them. You're trying to talk bad on them. You're trying to do this or that. So, of course, what's the most thing when they're in that type of state? I gotta take you down. I want you to look horrible. I need you to look bad. That's the main goal too. It's basic human math. I'm so tired of like talking about it. I feel like I've been talking about this over the last 3 videos. Someone's name could be Felipe or Philip, Felix, something about Netflix as well. It's just like, how do we fix this? Ish happen every day, man. Like, don't take it personal. No one is ever going to be upset or anything like that. Like, for me, there's nothing for me to ever be upset. If anything, to think about it, all that stuff, I'm very appreciative of it. The loss of the kids, everything. It's just like, I'm appreciative of it. Because if it wasn't for that and you getting everything taken away from you that you cherish, and the only thing I really cherished was my security, stability, and my kids. Myself, because I was always putting myself on the back burner, because for them, I gotta make it happen because it was nobody else but me. But then when you start seeing the bigger picture, you can build on that. And every time that I started to build, I wasn't paying attention to the people I was coming in that wanted to make the foundation faulty versus making it secure, because they was coming in to make me insecure. And I'm already fighting through all of those things because I'm already at a disadvantage that most people have. The husband at home is cheating and all this other stuff. They got to take all this other stuff that I'm not willing to take, because I mentally, I need to focus on them. So even when they do decide, because I have boys and I have girls, which that was such a blessing. That was such a blessing. But did I mess up? Of course. I honor that. Because I was giving people credit and putting them in places that they wasn't even prepared for within themselves. I'm giving grandparents a chance to heal certain things, though that they didn't do it with me. They can get that done with their grandkids. But I failed to realize, if they're not willing to come fix it with me first as the parent, how can I expect from them to fix that with the children and them not use those kids or those children as a pawn? You forget that sometimes, but some people don't want to see it that way, because they'll pick and choose when they want to honor that Bible. Honor thy mother and thy father. I can't honor a person who don't honor me. It's not that I can't, I won't. It's not up for debate. Appreciate them bringing me here, but sometimes we don't ask to be here, especially when you get treated like this. But then you learn from that point that I'm not going to allow that type of situation to consume me. I'm not going to allow this court system to do that. And most of the time in this situation, there's people looking at these court systems. They're looking at home systems. They're looking at people's life systems. They're looking at how far this is. There's people right now, I'm going to tell you, over this message that I put in, there's somebody that's going to be facing 13 years to life based on the participation on this. And it's going to be based off of, will this person press charges? For some, you got to pray that person got a heart. But it's most of these people that's going to want to come in and say, I got kids. That person had kids too. God forbid. Hopefully ain't nobody lose kids in the process. Ain't nobody have to be in the grave or anything like that. Because how dare you disrespect that person and say, could you just not press charges? Like, we'll be willing to do this because I got to think about my kids and my family and da-da-da-da. Were you thinking about that person's kids and family when you went to go as far as they did? And they got to wait all day. Some of these people got to wait 1 year, up from a year to 13 years just to get redemption about themselves and who they are. Do you feel that's fair to them? Think about it. A year to 13 years, that person got to sit there and fight for a reputation. Some people could have been fighting this stuff for 20 plus years. They got to fight for the redemption of who they are. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Someone could be sitting here and drinking. Somebody's stomach could be like really messed up or very stressed, or like somebody could be stressing themselves to an ulcer, or somebody could have like stomach cancer, pancreatic, or something like that. Somebody's really sick. It could be like healed because somebody could be at like stage 3 and it could go back to stage 1. For somebody, you could go into remission, but you need to get to the right person. And somebody's like, well, how does that go? Well, you'll see it in a dream. You'll see it in a dream. You done did enough divination and all this blood work and stuff like that because somebody been in and out of the hospital. Because what somebody was told to do, because I'm seeing a cuchillo here, machete. Somebody could have hired somebody from over the seas or from somewhere where they live. Something Lake Worth, Lakeview, Lake Wells. Somebody's last name could be Wells. Or somebody can be from Wells. Or have that type of DNA. Somebody's trying to figure out somebody's full DNA about the capabilities of how far their intellectual or esoteric aspect is able to do, because they feel like they're getting so much directed towards them. Somebody could have just recently also paid a person $40,000, $4,000 to $40,000 to do something, to create an illusion, to shut down something before they send someone in to not be able to see exactly how they did this. Someone could do this from Tennessee as well, because the Hennessy distillery is, yeah, it's in Tennessee. This also someone wanted to keep behind, like from someone that they could have had a little girl. They could have got burned. They could have said that they got this from this person. Somebody's family could have hired them to do this, or someone's family paid them to go along with this, and it's just like they could feel like it's disrespectful or something like that. Like, why? But they could be getting watched from something prior to this, because somebody that they went back to or was dealing with, because they're releasing this, and it's just like now, like they seeing something. Somebody's name could be Vanessa, Lanessa, Lanice, Janice. The web of lies that was told. It's like, oh, well, I'm hearing somebody telling the person, whoa, that's cold. So you had all this going on. Why would you? It's like being fully aware of what was going on with a person, and then just like fake portraying as if they cared or was showing emotions or support. And then when they got like, this is like after a passing of a child, this person was approached by these other people. And then with the other attention, it's like, are you able to do this piece? And it's like, this person is like, well, no, I got somebody that I can get to help me, accomplish this or whatever. And it's like, well, did you ever tell them that you already, this is like getting confronted and knowing that this person had a child at that time in 2021, or the child was born around that time between 2018 2021 to the same person. And then it was like, okay, well, you went in and you seen this, we did it. And it's like, y'all was investigating me. But it's like, shoot, if you coming with the money or whatever, if y'all coming with this, so this person was offered so many different things, and it was like the intent was just keep it hidden and then get their people involved in it. So it's like, well, these are other gang people, and y'all also do this, something about an old geezer. The other female that had came in from Missouri, Indiana, it's like, look, she don't know her full identity. Someone's best friend could have came back in and got access to this person's number because the HELOC, the HELOC, or a mortgage loan, something with a loan where somebody was able to clone a person's phone to get GPS. But this person could have also said, look, yeah, I can get access to that too, because I got somebody that they used to mess with could did that, because this person did this to them before. So they knew that this person was able to do that to backdoor the like a phone company. This is just like a lot of people just feeling like, dang, y'all had said that this is this, and then it was like a fund that they had all together for this all to This was not well planned out. If it was very lazy. They work hard. Well, some of these people work hard over the last 8 years and felt that they can keep it going because the love situation, somebody a love child judgment. It was like, damn. But this person could be mad because it's like, you put my business all out. But how are you gonna be mad about somebody putting your business all out? How are they gonna keep something secret if you felt like their business was for the street and everybody around the person know except for that person? How do you think that person feel? The only difference is you brought the audience with you instead. And instead of allowing that person to heal in peace, you kept just provoking. And now here we are, and you're mad at the person that you started something with first. But also you knew, or you was aware, but you wasn't sure that these other people was going to nuke you and have this person to not see that that person already knew they were, but they wanted to be there for another person. Like, whatever this is, I don't like the energy of someone wanting to like reroute the conversation to focus on seeing something to avoid an investigation, avoid a court case, a lawsuit. Also, it's like a group that could have convinced, like somebody had the backing of a group, and this group was not as backing as they thought it was. And it's like this key detail where I feel like it's misguided anger. Their anger is at the wrong person versus listening to these people that didn't tell them. Like, you knew this person was like this, you knew that they was able to know all of this, or it's something with that. But it's like an accomplice. Somebody can easily get charged as an accomplice, accessory to a crime, guilty by association. It's like charges is adding up. Guilty by association, accessory to a crime. But whoever it is, this is like someone's ex-spouse or the recent divorce. That person was the miss of adding it all, but somebody could have. Dang, did somebody just find out that somebody's ex-spouse, a husband in particular, or a wife, or a baby mama, this person was messing with someone who they dealt with, mom, in a best friend. That's how they came up with that money for it. And now it's like, she's a runner, she's a track star. Like, I mean, for me, it's like, and that was everybody sitting here trying to figure out how they gonna do something, because it's like, wait, so they tell me this to tell me that, yeah, and they was tailgating y'all this whole time. Somebody could to find out, even when they was helping these people hired private investigators to get the information or the tea off of these same people. Like, so seriously. Oh my goodness. This is, I mean, it ain't funny, but it is funny. Because now these are people that want someone to look like or seem like they running around in circles, or it's draining. Like, say if you have to go do a ritual to just like recalibrate, or just really just try to like reverse it or return the sender or to stop something, like, baby, somebody, this is gonna drain you out. Because this was something that was supposed to keep going, or they could have did this for 2 years. Somebody could have that plays the keyboard, piano, or do production, that could have like said like, yeah, they could do this, not knowing the whole time this person was in the background laughing about this. Especially if this was done in 2023, this person already had another person and like one, two, three other people, up to possibly four people in the background over the last 2 years watching and laughing about this, because they already knew like it was only a matter of time that it was going to be figured out. But they didn't want to tell whoever the other people were that came in about this. They just wanted to convince y'all to be like, oh, they immature, they're emotionally immature. Bruh. And like something that they were supposed to tell y'all like 8 days ago, somebody need to sit down and like really think about what some stuff that somebody said, because it's like either it went over their head or they just wasn't, it like it just didn't click. Or you either go to somebody if you trust somebody or something like that, have a conversation or whatever. It's something that y'all need to let it register before next week though. That's for sure. Cause somebody finna get arrested on Monday or over the weekend. Cause this person, if somebody been popping up at somebody's home, house, or coming to an office, often like over like the last 3 to 5 days, y'all about to find something out about this. Excuse me. Like, yeah, I brought you some money. I just wanted to make sure you was looking like you was stressed, and that came with a price. If somebody drive like a 2-door, 4-door car, if they are offering for you to come to the West Coast or something like that, ooh wee. Yeah, somebody could be trying to block something, baby. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that, cause yeah. Old Justin Bieber. Is it too late to say I'm sorry? I don't know. Oh no, sugar. Like I did this and I did this. Can you tell the truth? I gotta tell them the truth. Somebody with some green eyes, a female that's a green eyes, they could be like a little slender or something like that. Ooh, the green eyes that lie with the venom in it. And the truth ain't in it. Because they could have be like, this person could be threatening a person. After all this stuff that I helped you come in with and come out with, you gonna sit here and do da. Oh, I'm gonna tell them that you did this. And if you go over there, I'm gonna go do this. This is like, I'm gonna do this to your nappy head. It's like even before that person reached there, they ain't gonna make it there because this person could be messing with a pastor or a preacher or something like that. They could be the pastor or the preacher little side piece. If somebody messing with a transgender or something, that's the preacher or the pastor little side piece. Like you gotta know, like everybody listen, things come with a price. I don't like to be in it. This is like people that's so much in someone's business. So apparently, whoever y'all are that's watching me, y'all getting an earful about somebody else's business that swear up and down that they innocent or whatever. They ain't as innocent if they business is coming out right up in here. Ain't no innocent in them, and ain't no truth in them. And if they swearing up and down that they ain't in somebody else's business or saying somebody's in their business, and y'all clearly could know, like, hey, first of all, they ain't got no friends, don't go nowhere, they don't talk on the phone, they ain't no communication going on with this person who is really in somebody's business. Make it make sense. Because whoever somebody is swearing, they in my business, that person is not able to stay the hell out of somebody's business, and they be gossiping with the same people that keep saying, well, how come this and this? Because you always in that person's business. This will be a person that if they do tarot and stuff like that, they're constantly pulling the card on the person. And if they do public readings, that's who it's for. I could not ever set myself to go backwards after I'm fought to get out of something, to not deal with people. But however, energy is energy. And if that person is there, I'm only able to pick up on you when you're there. If you dealing with somebody who I mess with, they business gonna come out of here, because apparently you taking your words, you coming here to sit down and watch me, to go run your mouth to that same person. Either you kissing and telling, or you jumping on their bones to get a little piece of it up out of there, to come right back in to be in somebody's business, and now their business is out here when they don't need it to be out here. And then you making it seem like the person who's putting the business out there is very much so concerned or give two cares or craps about what these people are doing. But however, there's a whole lot of truth in it, and ain't no truth in the same people who's going back to the same group of people and saying they ain't minding their business, they don't know the truth. If it wasn't the truth, why are you still here though? If it wasn't facts, then why are you concerned about how somebody act and what they saying and how they feeling and if they're angry and all this other stuff? Why are you concerned? I could not ever lower myself or my standards to be like that. If anything, can we worry about what's our new love life is going to be like? What does love look like? I wouldn't mind being a little lover girl, but then when I think about it, it's like I can take my chances with a vibrator. It's very safe. It's not scary, and it's not going to defile me any worse than what anything that could possibly be going wrong. And plus, I can build business, and I ain't got to sit there and worry about like, I love this one. They're gonna cheat. I gotta go. Like, nah, it's too much money in the world to be made out here, and then have to be concerned if I gotta give my body to this person just to feel fulfilled. It don't work like that. These will be people that gotta lay with another person with no emotions or strings attached, just to feel like they really doing something, and they ain't doing nothing. Focus on one person at a time, especially when you're sitting there trying to build your life, build a business and stuff like that. But also at the same time, as an adult, you ain't got no business open your legs if you ain't got business steady and a foundation built. Okay? And if you come in and to scratch the itch, then make sure that you coming with something that you can stay consistent with. And if you ain't consistent, why are you there? Why are you there if you're not consistent? Because it shouldn't be, oh, they gonna have to pay me. Okay, then you know what? They got brothels for that. Most of them are out there in Nevada. So if you're willing to go to Nevada and be in the brothel, they get paid for it. They like what they do. They love what they do. Okay? But if you're not going to do that, respect your body, respect your vessel, and respect your time. Be consistent or get out of that person's space. Unless you know how to be a knowledgeable adult to handle those type of things, then that's how it's going to be. Don't let it be anything extra, but these are not people that know how to do that at all. Like, I got a wife. Okay, you got a wife. That means y'all gotta have a discussion. And if there's no discussion in there, why are you here? And most of the time, there'll be people swearing up and down. Well, let me see it on a video. I'll be the person to sit there and put them on a video call. Hey, well, I'm going to take $5,000 out of your husband's account. You okay with that? I'm going to take $5,000 from his account. Are you okay with that? You're okay with him cheating, right? This is your marriage. But the benefit, if you're trying to play holier than thou off the strength of it, because the realest people out here in the room and all those, I could not never shut up with your fake pretend dignity. If you in a swinger room with other married couples, shut up. All those will be people out. Shut if you don't shut up. Now back to the message of what I'm saying. If that y'all married and that person is single and y'all both got a clear understanding, and it ain't gonna mess up y'all marriage, because I ain't trying to hear neither one of y'all coming over here or your wife acting crazy and talking about, no, I'm taking $5,000 though. You got a problem with that? Because I don't want to be his girlfriend, and I don't like you and I don't like him. But hey, he thought it was cute. But some of y'all people y'all ain't ready for those type of discussions. Y'all feel like you're selling yourself short. First of all, I got goals and ambitions. So they ain't selling your body off of technicality. Two consenting consensual adults. But if they decide to go anything further than that, then you got a conversation. But this is not like the politicians that's in there using their leverage for that. Yeah. Opa. Somebody's like, well, since you know everything, okay, medical educated person, okay, Hannah and Melissa, Viviana, or Vivian, or something like that. Ajalea, Helia, or Helena, or Helen, Ellie, or El, Amaya, or something. Just sitting there, all these people, all these same names I just mentioned, Mana or Mina, all these people do is sit there and just talk crap about people all day. They always got something to say about somebody, but if you was to sit there and put them amongst another person that can point out every single witness or weakness in this person, they'll shut up. These will be females with the possibility of like turning tricks and then act like they don't do it. These are also females. I'm hearing the name Desma or Desmina. They sleep together. And I mean, ain't nothing wrong if it's just, certain things. But if you married, why y'all listing up the other married people? Why you can't find nobody single? Is your husband not satisfying you that much? Like, but these type of words that I would say right now, right? A weak person with emotional, that swear they got emotional intelligence, right now, they will be very highly triggered. They'll be very bothered. You could have said it a little better. Okay, could you have said it a little bit better before you sat there and talked about another person's life, if they're traumatized, if they're emotionally distraught, if they went through all this other stuff? What were you considerate about the things you were saying? Now that a person can be very direct and not considered a tone or anything, so why should that person be worried about a tone or how they said something just to make you feel comfortable? Because it's 1,000,000,000% true that you sitting there making sure you making every uncomfortable comment towards the person, but to you, you feel like it's okay because you can say it behind their back and they ain't gonna know what you gonna say, versus somebody is saying it publicly, straight, direct to the fact, and then you want to brag about you got a marriage, but you still cheating on your husband and you gotta hide it. Who's gonna respect who? But you can't get mad at that single person if your husband decides to say, hey, well, let me go ahead and talk to you, decide, shoot, are you breaking that person off? Now, who really going to be sitting there feeling shame? Because if that person was really G2, if I couldn't ever be a person's side piece, because at the same time, ever try me and disrespect me, sir, it's going to come a point in time. It's either her or me. But make sure you give me the final payment before you sit here, because I want to make sure that you're going to be crying. I'm going to make sure you feel it. That's why I know for a fact, side piece, mistress, third party, that stuff ain't for me. Because I'm going to make sure everybody crying by the time I leave. Everybody crying. And it ain't going to be me. I'm only going to be crying because I feel it's funny. And I'm going to know that I have the satisfaction. You're emotionally distraught. So whenever I get ready to do it, hit them pockets. Take me to court if you please. But there's no need for it, because that means that I have to lower my energy, my vibration, my standard of myself, and the standard of equality of what it is that I carry for myself, let alone I have to let go of integrity to make somebody else feel comfortable. Like, nah, I can cut my losses. You're cute and everything, but I got to go on about my business. I got too much self-respect for that. Too much. These are people that don't get that part, though. These are old geezers that got that's that little thing. I got money. No, I ain't worried about love. I ain't worried about marriage. All I want to know is can she do this and can she do that? It literally comes down to that. But that's the world we are living in these days, and no complaints. All right, beautiful souls. You be great. I'll be back when I can. And go ahead and do some Footloose. Somebody like that movie, or John Travolta. I'm gonna mind my business.